Hello, this is Aaron, aka Damn Fine Co. Um, in case you missed what the title of the stream is, we're going to be unboxing a Steam Deck. So I pre-ordered mine, I think the first day. Yeah, it was the first day that the pre-orders were available. I reserved, I think they call it reserved instead of pre-order. It was like a $5 reservation that was like deducted from your purchase. Um, so if you're not familiar with what a Steam Deck is, it's a handheld gaming PC. So it's similar to like a Nintendo Switch, but it plays PC games, primarily games from Steam. It runs Linux instead of Windows, but you can install Windows if you want. Um, and it looks a little something like this is a Wii U controller, which I actually bought to build my own Steam Deck while I was waiting. I was just like, I want to have a gaming PC, and I've these have existed forever. Well, not forever, but for about 5 or more years. Um, Handheld gaming PCs or UMPCs have existed, but they're so expensive. The great thing about the Steam Deck is the base model, which is 64 gigabytes of storage, um, is only $500 Canadian, which is within enough that I was able to save up some money and over the course of the waiting period between reservation and the final checkout. Um, and yeah, I was able to get myself a Steam Deck, and it just arrived today. I don't know if I said that already or not. I'm really excited. I actually am chomping at the bit to open this up. Um, Sorry. It's a little dry in here. Um, yeah, and I brought some other stuff along to kind of compare it to, just for fun. Um, but yeah, let's get started. I haven't seen a lot of unboxings. I've seen a lot of stuff of like people having the Steam Deck already out, like the people who got early access to it. So it's just like it came from FedEx, and you can see right there. Let me switch that around. So it looks like a standard shipping box, which it is, but at the same time, it's got little branded stuff in there. So like Aperture Science weighted companion cube from Portal, and there's the Steam Deck logo. So there's like all the warnings, like don't drop it, it's fragile, it's water can mess it up, and yeah, it's just a nice little touch to be added on there. It says that it contains model 1010 on the side. There's a little skew slash barcode thing there. Sorry, the camera's on a fixed focus. And I couldn't find my X-Acto knife, so I'm going to do the really janky thing and use a screwdriver as an X-Acto blade. I have seen pictures of the inside of the box, but I haven't seen anyone do a video unboxing. I figured, hey, why not? Looking for more content to stream, and I like unboxing things. I like unboxing videos, and I know all sorts of other people do as well. So here's the I've seen this on, what's it called? All over the place since the people started receiving theirs. So it's got it all in different languages. It's all where you can use your Steam Deck. So they've got it in all different languages, on a Ferris wheel, on el patio, sulla ruta panoramica, which is a Ferris wheel, I believe. I'm not sure the language there, but that a wheel panoramic, which would be a Ferris wheel. On a Flugzeug, which is a train, I believe. No, that is a airplane. I learned German one time. Yeah, im Auto, dans le train, on the subway. Yeah, so all sort of stuff. And there's a nice little Easter egg right in the middle, in a test chamber. Attention, plug in, power on. And there's a nice little paper insert that shows you there's the Steam stuff. There's your SD card goes in there. I actually got an SD card for this because I got the base model. Price was kind of the big driving thing for me to get the base model instead of one of the more expensive ones. And I figured it uses a expandable, it has an SD card slot for expandable storage, but it also has a standard SSD, solid state drive, in there. Games are going places. It comes with a carrying case. And here is the charger, which I like the little brick, the weighted test cube with the little power symbol on there. That's cool. All the different certifications, China export, yada yada yada, recyclable. So yeah, I guess Valve has a German headquarter. I didn't know that. That's cool. In Hamburg. Yeah, they're based in Seattle. If you're not familiar with Valve, they are the developers of Half-Life, Left 4 Dead, Portal, what's it called? Dota. Dota 2, I should say. Put the box away. The box is done. Yeah, there's nothing else really in here. It's just that. So, set this off to the side. There we go. There we go. What was I saying? Oh yeah, it uses a 2230, so 30 millimeter length SSD, standard NVMe slot, M.2, and I'm gonna end up upgrading in the future. I'm just waiting for more of those to become available. So let's see. Requires a Wi-Fi connection to the internet and a free Steam account, minimum of age 13, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, I already have a Steam account. I've had it for, ages now. There's a tear strip if you wanted to tear it off, but it slides right off, so I don't see a reason to tear it. Yep, Steam Deck, 64 gigabyte. Yep. Video game machine and case. Okay. It's got a nice little hard plastic tag here to keep people from messing with your stuff. Do I have to cut this? I don't want to cut this. I think I've got to cut this. I really would rather not. But I think I must. I will be back in just a second. I have to go grab a cutting implement because I'm not using my teeth for that. I'm back. Kind of box myself into a corner here. Normally I film, we've got a nice window in that direction, and I usually film at the desk in front of there, but I figured this is going to take up a lot of space, especially with the laptop right here running everything, and with the show and tell going on, I've got a few other things. Yeah, so this is a nice case actually. It's got a little in here. I think someone said this is supposed to it's supposed to hold the charger in there, or it's supposed to potentially go over. Someone suggested that it goes over like handrails on a luggage system. So like you've got like a suitcase. Just click that. It is nice that they have this in there because I was a little worried, to be honest. that I was going to get. I wasn't going to get this. That's someone at frickin' shipping company A was going to just see the Steam Deck thing on there and snatch it, because yeah, it's an in-demand item. Now, alright, so here we go. Ooh, okay. Yeah, they released the STLs for this to, I still can't believe I have this. I still can't believe that I got one. They released a step file, like 3D design files to 3D print your own or to make cases. Oh, that feels nice. It's got a nice weight to it. I know some people were saying it was like way too big and it was just like cumbersome. It feels good. Wow. Okay, it's got paddles on the back. I saw a few reviewers talk about how the paddles were a little too stiff. They are a little on the stiff side. This one right here is. They're using compliant plastic mechanism, so essentially, like, the plastic is the lever and the pulley and whatever, like the mechanism that allows it to move. So I imagine these will get a little nicer with age. Oop, shaking the camera. And these joysticks feel nice. Ooh. And these are touch pads, which apparently have, they got a bit of squish in them. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah, which is apparently for pressure sensitivity. And so Valve had made a game controller a few years back called the Steam controller. I wasn't able to grab one because getting it shipped to Canada was a nightmare at the time. And they had, the big defining thing was that they had these track pads. They weren't square shaped, they were like little domed, concave track pads that replaced the joysticks, and it allowed you to kind of play mouse games, mouse and keyboard games without kind of giving into joysticks. Some people, I personally don't have an issue with using either one. Certain games I prefer controller, certain games I prefer mouse, but some people have issues switching between the two, and the idea of the Steam controller was that it would allow you to play like a keyboard and mouse with a controller. So like if you're sitting in front of a TV or something like that. So this is nice. It actually reminds me a lot of this guy, which you may notice is missing the guts. I sold the motherboard because I got this for $50, and the motherboard sells for $50. So, and I didn't need the motherboard for what I was doing with it. Yeah, it's very similar, and similar to that. So there's a Switch Lite for comparison. So this is where we get to the show and tell. So I have a Switch Lite here. I have my regular Switch. Ta-da! So it's, I know there's been all sorts of comparisons online about the size of the Steam Deck. You know, like people going, oh, it's too big, it's too big. And people expecting something this size. For the price point, it makes sense to have a large item. Like if you're miniaturizing stuff even more, which if you've seen the Ioneo, which is a competitor, kind of, it's another handheld gaming PC, or the One X player, they have ones that are smaller, slightly smaller than this, and then they have ones that are about the size of the Steam Deck, or not the Steam Deck, the Switch Lite. And I just lost the camera. Okay, well, that's gonna be fun. Okay, so yeah, they have gaming PCs that are about the size of this in comparison to this. So I'm just gonna switch to that camera. Yeah, So you can get something smaller, but it's going to cost more, which makes sense. It's the same thing as with like an iPhone or anything else. Here, I'm just going to turn off that camera, and we'll just switch over to... Whoa! Let's move this guy over here. He can just go away. I don't need that. Okay. So, we're onto one camera now. This is evidence that everything is impromptu as all heck. Yeah, so there's the, sorry, rambling. Switch light, switch, and Steam Deck. I also grabbed my 2DS to compare in size, because I know not everybody has Switch. Not everybody has Switch Lite. Here's my DS Lite. So, fold it out. In comparison, a little silly. Oh, and this one's got the Half-Life 2 logo on it, which I had this aspiration in high school of porting Half-Life 1 or making a version of Half-Life 2 for the DS. There was someone who managed to get Counter-Strike on the DS, if memory serves, or Portal on the DS. Someone's probably managed to do all sorts of stuff with it at this point. But, yeah. There's that. There is a Game Boy SP, which is about the same size as a DS Lite, roughly. So there's that. So the buttons are bigger, for sure. Let's see if we can get that to focus up a bit. They're a little bigger. These are membrane buttons on the Steam Deck, so they're squishy, as opposed to on like a on a Switch, I guess. A Joy-Con has clicky switches, as well as the SP. And in case you don't have an SP, I've gone back even farther, and I got a Game Boy for size comparison, a Game Boy Color. So, yeah, definitely not super pocketable. This is about the size, actually, yeah. Any of these three are generally the size that you're going to want to pocket. Like an average person with reasonably sized pockets, obviously. Clothes designed for women or femmes. The pockets tend to be a lot smaller, and that's just kind of life is BS in that regard. Everybody deserves large pockets. So I thought, when I grabbed this online on eBay, I thought this was going to be the size of the Steam Deck. And I guess it's close. It's about it's a little taller, but it's much narrower. Well, a fair bit narrower. It's about the same size. It fits comfortably in the back of the Steam Deck, he says, as he drops his brand new gaming PC. So, there. Alright, so I'm going to open up the charger. Move past the exciting unboxing of the Steam Deck. Riveting, I know. Okay, I was kind of hoping that this charger was going to have a removable cable, but it's a fixed cable. Not a big deal, to be honest. And it is what? Made by Chickeny. 5 volts, 3 amps, 9 volts, 3 amps, 15 volts, 3 amps, and 20 volts, 2.25 amps. So I don't know what the wattage is on that. I think it's about 60 watts. excuse me, if memory serves. It looks... Oh, wrong camera. You might be able to see it there. It looks similar to like the original iPad chargers where the thing comes off, like this plug comes off and is customized, but it looks like that's done in the factory and then it's fused in there. So in theory you could hypothetically replace it, but I think it's more just a tooling thing. The seams are just a reminder or a straggler from the manufacturing process. Hello, Roger. Sorry, my chihuahua is like gnashing on my legs. Come here. Come here. There's Roger. There's the baby. He's important. He's the most important. Everything's about Roger. Everything's about Roger. Yeah. I love you, baby. I love you. So, there's the baby back in the thing. He's going into his little bed. I'm gonna see if maybe I can plug this cable in and charge this up while we're recording. Ideally, I'd like to do this all in one take if possible. Hence, not stopping when the camera died. Can't stop the beat, man. Okay, so it's what, a 3-foot cable? That's not bad. Let's see. Plug this sucker. Oh, nice. So it's not a polarized plug. Let's see if we can get that to focus. It's not polarized. So if you're in one of those situations where you've got a power bar or a power strip or an outlet even that has something else next to it, like we've got a timer plugged into the outlet, so things can only go in a certain orientation. Otherwise, if it's polarized, you're screwed. You have to use a extender or something else, which is not really a good idea all the time. There we go. Alrighty. Oh yeah, so let's look at the Steam Deck. So, it has a headphone jack. Sorry, headphone jack, volume up and down, vent on the back, another vent on vent on the top, right there. Let's see if we can get that to show up better. Aha, maybe that angle, yes. And then we've got power, USB-C, which has video out as well as, it's like a full USB-C. It doesn't have Thunderbolt because it's an AMD-based CPU in here. Just plugged it in, it made a little noise, and there's a little power LED right there. So we'll let this do its thing. Oh, it's booting up. Ba-ba. Exciting. I also grabbed, when I grabbed the cutter, I grabbed a micro SD card that I grabbed for this, or purchased for this purpose. Yeah. Exciting stuff. Riveting action. Okay, let's open this up. Yeah, it's made a couple little whoop noises. It's probably like initializing stuff. Yep, there's micro SD. I hate the packaging for these things so much. I guess that's the corner where I'm supposed to tear. I don't know. Open. Yes, how do I open? Tricky. Tricky. Good thing I have fingernails right now. Otherwise... No, this is just a dumpster fire. Aha! There we kind of go. God, this is an awful way to package stuff. They really need to work on that. Tiny SD card. Oh, we are in. So it's going through different languages. I'm just gonna pick English. Oh, A to select. I am in Ottawa, so New Brunswick, Nova Scotia. Berlin. I think I might have passed it actually. Hawaii, Alaska, Los Angeles, Alberta, Guatemala, Eastern, Montreal, New York. Okay, yeah. Miami, Montreal, New York. That's, I guess it's close enough. I'm same time zone as Montreal. And there's Wi-Fi. I'm just going to go to this. Okay. First thoughts on the keyboard, which I know you can change the keyboard. Not super great. Well, it's a little weird. What's going on essentially for me is, and here, let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. So it is staggered, like a normal keyboard would be, but with a lot of digital items, like if you're doing Netflix or you're on your phone, the keyboard's usually not staggered. It's usually ortholinear, so it's in a grid, like an even grid. So like Q would be right above A, and that would be right above Z, or Z if you're American. And yeah, it makes it weird because you're using joysticks. Well, I'm using the joysticks because I find that I prefer to use joysticks when I'm typing on a touchscreen, if I have the option. I just find I can do it faster. It was a little confusing because I'd move it down and it would move it over, like I'd be on Q and it would move over to caps, or like W and it would go to A instead of S. So it was a little weird, but I'm sure that that's going to be something that I can work around. And now it's just connecting to my Wi-Fi. It seems to know the time already, which is kind of cool. Installing. Okay, cool. 1 minute, 10 seconds remaining. And once this is set up, I'm going to pop in the SD card and we're going to see what that's like. So, thoughts on the case while it's doing this. It's a nice, sturdy, high quality hard case. I've bought cases before, and nothing's really as nice as this, to be honest. I did get one with my keyboard. I got a Novel Keys NK65, 65% keyboard, and it came with a pretty nice case similar to this. This one is formed, and the inside is very, very soft, which I know isn't a huge thing, but at the same time, if you don't want your expensive purchase to get scuffed, that's nice. Also, it just kind of feels like a good material. It's not one of these cheap neoprene cases. It has this pull so that when your Steam Deck's lying in there, you can pull this to lift it up to get underneath rather than potentially just sticking your fingers onto the screen. Because I don't believe these screens are oleophobic, so like any oils on your hands are going to get all over the screens. I'm going to be getting a screen protector from D brand. Yeah, it's nice. It's a minimal case. It's got the little Steam Deck logo on there, done in, it looks like vinyl on, like heat transfer vinyl onto the hard shell. I would have kind of liked, I like that it's low key, but at the same time, I kind of would have liked if these little fobs had Valve or Steam branding on them. It's just a very small nitpick, considering that it's already amazing that it came with its own case. Because, yeah, you buy a Switch, it doesn't come with a case. You buy a Switch Lite, it doesn't come with a case. You buy any console, really, and it doesn't come with a case. I think if you pre-order the Aya Neo, one of the Aya Neos or the One X players, sometimes they'll throw in a case. But, yeah. Or I should also say GPD. That's one of the big brands. They've been doing handheld gaming PCs for, forever and a day, it seems like. Let me check. Gamepad Digital. They're based out of Shenzhen, in China. GPD Win. Okay. It was announced in 2015. That's the Windows one. So it's a palm top computer is what they call it. But GPD made something. They've been doing handheld gaming PCs, Linux-based ones, forever. That's how they got their start. They made essentially little Android PCs with controllers built in, which someone's going to say, Android isn't a real operating system, or Android doesn't count as a computer. It's the same thing. It's Linux, it's just a weird flavor of Linux. Especially now, there's like, you can literally do 90% of your computing on Android or iOS, whichever version of iOS you have, whether it's iPad iOS, iPhone iOS, or I guess they discontinued the iPod, so that doesn't exist anymore. So, yeah. We have 33 seconds, 31 seconds remaining. It's warmed up a little bit. It's gotten a little toasty right there where the vent is. And when I say toasty, I mean like it's warmer than the rest of the case. The handles are cool to the touch, which I know that was something a lot of people pointed out in early reviews, was it's designed so that even if the machine gets warm, your hands aren't going to get uncomfortably hot, which was a problem with the original GPD Win. From my understanding, it would get ridiculously hot and uncomfortable to hold, so you ended up having shorter play sessions because it was just uncomfortable. So it's just doing a restart. So yeah, it just has the one USB-C port, which I know is kind of a limiting factor for a lot of things, but I think with the dock, which they're supposed to be releasing a dock in the next month or two. With the dock, I think it's going to be really really freaking handy. It would be cool if they did a dock similar to the Ein Odin, where it has a spot for a hard drive in there, as well as it breaks out multiple HDMI sources. Um, it'd be cool to have something with HDMI in, HDMI out, and all the other stuff, as well as a hard drive slot, so that you like dock it in and you've got a full library. And if it had HDMI in as well as HDMI out, you could use it potentially for streaming, or for all sorts of different workflow stuff. Obviously, it's going to have HDMI out because the idea of the dock is to dock it and plug it into a TV or a monitor. I'm actually probably going to design myself a keyboard to go with this. Don't know if it'll go with USB-C or Bluetooth, just because a lot of the Bluetooth stuff for custom mechanical keyboards is not super great right now. It's not bad, it's just not the best. I was working on one the other day and it's just kind of a pain in the butt to go through the software flow. I'm sure if I sat down and spent enough time to understand the whole workflow for setting up the software, it wouldn't be a problem, but yeah. Just waiting on this. Surprised we've only been recording for 36 minutes. Feels like it's been longer. So yeah, I'm assuming that the slower load times are probably just because it's an initial setup, rather than the slower 64 gigabyte, what did they call it? eMMC. They called it eMMC instead of an SSD, even though it's technically an SSD still. What are we doing? Screen just went black and it's just kind of sitting. Yeah, I'm expecting that it's probably just the initial setup, because from what I've heard, the hard drive speed it's not super fast with the solid state drive, sorry, not hard drive. It's not super fast with the 64 gigabyte module because it's clocked at a slower speed. It's just cheaper and slower. But for general use, it's supposed to be pretty much the same. It just, if you have a lot of games and don't like waiting at all, then go with the larger storage size. But yeah, I plan to replace the 64 gig module as soon as possible. Okay, come on, Steam Deck. I believe in you. Oh, made another noise. So, this is an exciting, riveting video, I know. Thank you for your patience if you were watching my stream. I don't think anyone's watching right now. If you are, drop me a message in chat. But, yeah. It's getting warm on the back. The fan's going. So it seems like it's an intake here on the back. Yes, it's an intake, and this is the outtake. the fan out. Ooh, flashy. Yes, English. I already did this. Oh, it's already got that. Okay. Steam account. Oh, it's got a nice... Okay, other complaint. Let's see if I can remember my password. Other complaint is the A and the B are swapped as to what I'm used to. I'm used to the accept button being here, and I keep pressing it and backing out of stuff. Will take a bit of getting used to, but let's see if that works. Oh, nice. Okay, awesome. I know my password. That's a good sign. Two-factor authentication. And come on. 2R. RKQ. Okay. It does have like a haptic thing built in. It's built into the touchpads. So, Steam. So the Steam button. This is the quick access button. Okay, cool. Power button's up here, yeah. Volume's over there, yeah. Micro SD card slot. Cool. Oh, nice. And it's got the little thing for deck verified. Let's see. I think there's an update. Yes. Oh, this is nice. Does Dead Rising 2 play? Oh, it's unknown. Okay. Half-Life 2 plays. So I've got a bunch of games here that may or may not work, some that don't. Good thing I bought Halo. I'd love it if Resident Evil plays on this. That would be awesome. But it's an unknown, so friends. Hey, there's my buddy. Cool. Back. Okay. I'm gonna plug in the SD card and see what that's like. Apparently it's literally just you plug in the SD card and it do the thing. Yep, so you select that system, format SD card, confirm, formatting. Ooh, exciting stuff. Steam running 3.1 version of Steam Deck. Looks like the SD card is... Oh no, it's still going. Okay. There's an update to the Steam client, apparently. Let's see. 93% battery. That's nice. That actually charged pretty quick. I don't know how much battery was on this in storage, like in shipping. Steam haptics. There you can see my Steam name. Are we done formatting yet? It's taking its time. It is a 256 gig card, so maybe it takes longer. I don't know. So, yeah. Alrighty. Keyboard. Default theme. Okay, so it's got this. Oh, that's kind of cool. Vaporwave. Candy coated. Okay, so that's like similar to like Logitech K240, I want to say, and Steam Green, which I know exactly what this is going to look like. Yeah, boy, vintage Steam from back in the day. Let's see if we can get that to brightness. It does not like that. Viewing angle's good on this. I was expecting, I don't know, it to not be as nice, but this is a good viewing angle, and my arms aren't tired at all from holding this. Like, it's got some heft to it, but it's ergonomically designed. Like, they clearly put effort and time into it, and yeah. I'm gonna go with default theme. I'm fine with the default theme. Bluetooth. Just, let's see. Are we done formatting yet? Oh, yes, nice. Awesome. Alright, I'm going to apply update, I guess. It's gonna reboot. And, yeah. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna leave it at that for this stream / video. If you like this, please leave a comment or DM me. If you're watching this on YouTube, thumbs up or like and subscribe. Yeah. I hope you have a great day, and if you're waiting on your Steam Deck, yeah, I don't know what to say. It's worth it. At least to me, it's worth it. So it's gonna be cool. I'm excited. Hopefully some more content coming with this. I'm looking at getting a couple skins, or a skin from D-Brand. I always wanted a like bright yellow or like burnt yellow or orange console. So they make a nice couple colored skins, and they've got screen protectors as well. So yeah. I'm gonna grab something from there for that, and yeah, take care. Hopefully see you next time, and have fun with what you're doing with your yeah, have fun with your projects, your games, and all the stuff that you like to do. So bye bye.